As football fans, we wait all summer for the season to start. Then it finally gets here, we blink, and all of a sudden, the playoffs are starting. The long NFL season that finally came and then flew by way too fast is now over, and the playoffs are here. We're going to take a look at each matchup on the playoff bracket, make our predictions for this weekend's wild card round, and then open some packs of football cards. I love me some playoff football and can't wait to get into it, so let's get it. Talking about sports is no fun to do by yourself, so I invited a buddy of mine to join in on this with me. You all know him here on YouTube as Shenanigan Drips, and if you don't, head over to his channel, check out some of his videos, and make sure you get subscribed. Shannon, what's up, my friend?
What's going
How's it
on?
going? Have you thought out yet?
I am finally unthawing. Yeah, 13 hours of shoveling and snow blowing. It was a long day.
Yeah, I don't know that I could do what you do. There's too much outside working, especially being out in the cold like that. Like that's not for me. So a buddy at work is a big Dolphins fan,
Mm.
and he's actually going to the game tomorrow.
Oh,
And
nice.
all week long, like every day this week, he has pulled up and has looked at ticket prices and stuff. And he's like, you should come, you should come. And I'm like, well, first of all, I can't afford it, even though the tickets are like super cheap because nobody wants to go. It's going to be so cold in Kansas City.
Yeah,
But but yeah, like I stepped outside today during the day. It was like 20 something here.
yeah.
And at game time, it's supposed to be like -5 with a
Nothing.
-20-degree wind chill. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to that game.
Yeah,
There's no way I'm going to sit out there for 3 hours. No.
you could sit in the comfort of your own home and
Yeah.
watch it. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've never been to Arrowhead. Like my first time there, I want it to be a pleasant experience. So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely not braving that. And I couldn't be out there for 13 hours moving snow around either. So kudos to you for working hard and doing all that stuff, man. I can't imagine how awful that is.
Every muscle in my body hurts. So
I bet so, yeah. All right, well, are you ready to talk some football?
let's do it.
Let's get it. All right, so what we're gonna do for this video, Shannon and I have been talking, and we thought it'd be fun to hop on here together, just kind of take a quick look at each matchup of Wild Card Weekend, and we're actually going to take turns giving our picks. So we both have a bracket pulled up, ready to put our picks in and fill that out. And so we're going to take turns doing that as we can as fans. Talk about what we know about each matchup while we're making our picks, and maybe kind of why we feel like a certain team's going to win or stuff like that. So we're not experts; we're just fans, and so this is coming to you from two fans to more fans.
That's right.
So only fans, is that? I don't know.
Oh no.
All right. So, Shannon, as you already know, I'm a big Chiefs fan. And if I were filling out this bracket how I wanted it to go, it would be Steelers beating the Bills, of course, Chiefs winning, and I don't know, the Texans Browns kind of a toss up. I'll just pick one for this because then I would like for the Steelers to upset the Ravens, of course, the Chiefs to win, and then the Chiefs to beat the Steelers in the conference. And then it doesn't matter who from the NFC, and the Chiefs are winning the Super Bowl. So if I was doing it based on how I want it to go, that would be I want the Steelers to upset the Bills and then upset the Ravens.
Okay.
But if I'm speaking as a non-biased Chiefs fan and just a sports fan and trying to be, like not show any favoritism or anything, then realistically, do the Steelers have a chance of winning the game against the Bills? They have a chance. Both are cold weather teams. Both are used to playing in cold temps. So the weather isn't necessarily going to be a factor, I don't think. I mean, it's always a factor when it's super cold like it is. But as far as it affecting one team more than the other. I don't think that's gonna matter as far as the matchup goes. So when you look at talent wise, finishing the season off, like who's hot, who's not, I don't know. They both kind of have a little bit of momentum. I feel like the Bills started out well and then they hit kind of a cold streak, kind of I don't know, slumped a little bit,
Mhm.
but then they finished the season super hot, looking really really good. And the Steelers also finished the season looking pretty good. But in this matchup, I don't see the Steelers pulling it off. I see the Bills winning. Again, the Steelers could. Yeah, I won't necessarily be super surprised if the Steelers win, but I just don't expect it to happen. So my pick in that matchup is the Bills winning. Their running game has picked up. It's not just been Josh Allen. Stephon Diggs, I think, needs to be a bigger factor in the game than what he's been really most of the season, but especially here at the end.
Yeah.
Um, and then, the Steelers, they are finally figuring it out in the passing game. And Najee Harris has just kind of come out of nowhere as like a super stud running back. So um, I think it's going to be a little more even than people think, but I just feel like the Bills are a little bit more well-rounded than the Steelers are. So let's throw your bracket up on the screen now.
Yeah. So, I think I'm gonna agree with you on the Bills and a couple key factors. Watt is not playing; he's out with an
True.
injury, um, which now, I mean,
That's huge.
that's huge. That's the run stopper right there, and Cook could have a huge game, really. And I mean, he's been having some decent games lately, but um,
He's been impressive. Yeah, that's
yeah,
it's kind of refreshing to see like a running back that actually does well in Buffalo, and it's not just all on Josh Allen. I
right.
say that with kind of a precursor of I can't stand the Bills. Like I can't stand Josh Allen. So, anyways, I don't know why I said it's refreshing. Like I don't care. I don't care how Josh Allen does, but I guess for the Bills' sake, they've got to be happy that it's not just all on him. But anyways, keep going. Sorry.
No, no. Uh, and I agree. Diggs needs to step up. I did read somewhere, and I don't remember where. He's very unhappy in Buffalo, from what I read. So, I mean, maybe that's kind of why he's been non-existent, really. You never hear his name, and all through fantasy football, you know, I, he wasn't a big factor in it. So, I
Yeah.
mean, maybe that's why. Maybe he's unhappy. I don't know, but yeah, he definitely needs to step it up. Do I think that? I just don't think that the Steelers have it. I think Rudolph's starting. I think Rudolph
Yeah.
is starting. Too bad for Mighty Mitch.
Yeah.
But
Your boy. So I mentioned earlier I'm a Chiefs fan. Everybody might not know who
uh,
you're a fan of, and you may not want them to know, but go ahead and let them know so that everybody does.
bear down. I'm a Bears fan. Uh, it's rough right now, but got to stick with my team. And I don't know.
So I'm surprised you're not picking the Steelers just because Mitch is the backup quarterback even.
No, man. I'm very surprised he's still in the league, to be honest with you.
Really? Yeah.
Um, I mean, he was okay. He's a good backup. I mean, as far as backups go, maybe a third string backup, but he's still a good backup. And
Well, I guess that's really what he's been is their third string.
right,
Yeah.
right.
So
But yeah, back to the Steelers and Rudolph starting. Um, I just don't feel. I really don't feel like the Steelers that I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be close. Let's just say that. I think the
Yeah.
Bills are they're gonna win pretty decently. Even though the Bills really aren't the Bills from like last year. Even
Right.
they just they look like a different team. In my
Yeah.
opinion. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's where they're kind of tricky, and it's a hard pick to me because you know, they were so shaky there towards the middle end even. But then those last 2 or 3 games, you know, that game against the Dolphins and the game against who was it? The Cowboys. You know, like they've have looked very impressive to end the season. So I guess that's the thing with them this season, and what's different about them compared to previous years is they are so just inconsistent all season long this year. But I don't know. I think they've been hot lately, and I think they're, you know, I think I said it earlier, they have momentum going into the playoffs, and I think that's going to carry them, you know, at the very least, well, at most actually, because my pick for the next matchup is going to be their opponent, and we all know how I'm going to pick there, but
Go Dolphins.
but yeah, so at most, the momentum's going to carry them past this first round, I think, into the divisional round.
They only have one more win than the Steelers, though. I think they
Yeah,
won 11 games, and the Steelers ended up winning 10.
yeah. Well, and that's I think that's what's cool about this year's playoffs overall. You know, like they did extend the season and one extra game and all that, so you know there will be more wins on the records than previous years because there is one more game. But I think I remember seeing that it's the first year that every team in the playoffs has a winning record. Is that what I saw?
Oh,
I want to say that's right. And you know, in seasons past, there's been bad teams. I mean, the Bucks aren't a great team, and before it could be like a 9-8 season, um, you know, they would finish 8-8. So we'd have a 500 team. I think there's even been seasons where there was a 7-9 team that won the probably the NFC South and you know made the playoffs. So
sure.
it's just crazy stuff. But I'm pretty sure that was the stat I saw. But anyways, either way, like overall, it's a very good mix of teams. I think this year.
Yeah, and I mean some teams that you never at the beginning of the season you didn't expect. Browns,
Mm-hmm.
Houston,
Yep.
Detroit. Like who would have ever expected that?
Yeah. Yep. Very very true. All right, I'm gonna throw my bracket back up here and let's get into the next game. So we'll just we'll go through the whole AFC wild card side and then switch over to the NFC wild card side and just switch back and forth like this, making each game's pick. So next up, we have the Dolphins visiting the Chiefs. It's going to be a good matchup, that's for sure. It always is, especially you know since Tyreek went to the Dolphins, he has kind of made it a rivalry game in a way, and you know the AFC now is just full of solid young quarterback talent, which has made it fun. But Tua is right up there. You know, I don't think any of them really are ever in the talks as being, you know, as good as Patrick Mahomes. And but as everybody has seen, it's funny. It really is funny, and I'm interested in hearing, you know, a non-Chiefs fan's perspective because most of the people I talk to are really guys at work, and almost everybody that watches football that I work with is also a Chiefs fan,
Right.
except for the one guy that his desk is right outside my office door, and he is the diehard Dolphins fan that is going to the game tomorrow. And so I always have to hear crap from him, and I just kind of ignore it. And so yeah, he's been talking crap all week, but the interesting thing I think about this season for the Chiefs is they have struggled offensively. Their defense has kept them in almost every game. And really, the games that they have lost that were somewhat close, the defense still played well. and the offense just wasn't there at all. And there was one game that I felt like, if the defense played better, then we wouldn't have lost. But
Mm.
other than that, um, everybody's thinking, well, the Chiefs aren't the same Chiefs this year. They're struggling. The chemistry's not there. They don't look good. But I mean, they finished the season 11-6. Like that's not a record of a bad team, like so the really the story of the season has been not having a receiver that wants to catch the ball.
Hmm.
Like so many bad drops, and some of them had led to interceptions, some of them led to pick sixes, and kind of a bright spot on the season was last week's game against the Chargers. Yeah, a lot of starters sat. Mahomes was out, Kelsey was out, but McCole Hartman had a game. He was making catches left and right, making good catches, big plays, and they were catches with his hands. He wasn't trapping nothing. I mean, he was reaching for the ball, going to the high point, fighting for, there was one catch that was like low and behind him, and the defender had his hand on it too, and he just muscled the ball, like it was awesome to see. And it's something we've needed all season long. And so hopefully, yeah, I was excited when the Chiefs brought McCole Hardman back. Thinking I always liked him when he was there. I felt like he could be a bigger weapon. They just didn't use him like they should have, and he's dealt with some injury this season. But I've kind of had that same feeling. I was excited going into it, thinking, all right, we've got a receiver that's coming back, that's familiar with the system, that should be comfortable with his quarterback, and be a guy that Mahomes can find when he's scrambling, like he used to have with Tyreek Hill. And we're just kind of back to where McCole Harmon left off before he even left the team. And it's felt like they just haven't used him like they should have and like they could have. And so I'm hopeful that last week's game, will kind of bump him up to maybe getting more snaps. And, maybe it built up his confidence, but he was definitely the bright spot um, coming out of last week's game. And other than that, it's really been Rashee Rice having a big rookie season.
Yeah.
He's really been the only weapon as far as the receiver core goes. And so I don't know. Hopefully with Rice and then Hardman there now, after last week's game, he'll go into the game with some confidence. Maybe Mahomes will look his way a little more. Maybe he impressed him a little bit and he wants to get the ball in his hands. But of course, we'll have everybody else back: Pacheco, Kelsey. They'll all be there. All the defensive starters, which I don't think the defense for the Chiefs gets talked about enough. They are right up there as one of the best defenses in the league. And my pick for this matchup um, is the Chiefs. I don't know here even still that the weather is going to play too much of a factor. Um, you know, are the Chiefs from the Midwest where this kind of weather is more normal? Yeah, they are. But um, it doesn't matter where you're at. And, it's not like it's like this. It's not -5 every day in Kansas City. The players aren't in it week after week. And so there's not one player on either roster that is going to come out in -5 degree weather that feels like it's -15 to 20, and like be comfortable in their environment and ready to fly around and like have a game. So the weather is going to affect both teams. It's just going to be who can pull it off and survive it, really, and play their best in horrible conditions. And I feel like, again, the Chiefs, based on the rosters and where they're at health wise, is really the biggest factor, I think, in this game. The Dolphins are just too banged up. I don't see them. I don't see any way that they go into Kansas City and win that game, really. I mean, especially on defense, almost every star player that they have on defense is hurt right now. So, um, you know, the Chiefs offense has struggled this year, but against a very, very battered Dolphins defense, I don't see them struggling to move the ball down the field really at all. And the Chiefs offense is healthy outside of maybe a couple injuries on the offensive line, but the key guys that we need on the line are going to be in there. And again, the defense is solid. Everybody's good. Everybody's healthy on defense for the most part. The key guys, the big play guys, and the Chiefs are moving on. That's my pick. I don't see any way that the Chiefs lose that game. So that's my pick. Let's switch it over to you, and I can't wait to hear your side of it, your view on the game. What do you think?
Well, so I this is tough for me because um, I had I had in fantasy football Travis Kelsey that has just absolutely just frustrated me all season. And yeah, so it's very and I okay, I'll just say this. I think the Chiefs are going to win. They've already played. I think they already played the Dolphins this year, right? I think it was like in
Yeah,
November or whatever. They won like 21 to something. I can't remember off the top of my head.
yeah, it was fairly close. It was a good game, but yeah, they pulled it off.
Yeah. Um, I think I think that Mahomes is a great quarterback. He is a playoff caliber quarterback. I don't know if Tua is. Um, I feel like if the Chiefs are going to win, they are going to have to utilize Kelsey a lot more than they have, especially with the fact that the receivers um, can't catch the ball, like you said, can't catch the ball. Rasheed Rice, however, is a very nice addition, um, playing great, great football. Um, but I mean, the Dolphins, they're not dumb. They know who the big target is. Can't can't get it to Kelsey because that dude's always double teamed. You just throw another guy on Rice, and then who's going to catch the ball? Valdez Scantlin. Uh,
No, we all know that it's not going to be him. He's going to drop everything that comes his way.
That's
So that's
right.
why I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that the Hardman showed something last week, and like he'll be that new check down guy.
Hopefully, yeah.
Because what's frustrated me the most is there's been guys that have been open, and Mahomes is, I don't know why. Normally he takes his time, but he scans the field, he makes his reads, and he'll scramble and find somebody. But he has just rushed everything this year,
Yeah,
and he'll drop back, and if he feels rushed, then he'll either just throw it or he'll take off running, and it's worked most of the time when he takes off running. But
yeah,
whenever he decides to go ahead and throw it anyways, it's a horrible pass, and it's like he misses having that guy that he can scramble out and then still look for somebody. And
sure.
I'm hoping Hardman steps in and kind of fills that spot that he's been missing. So
I think a big,
Hardman, I think, could be the answer there.
I think a big thing too is play calling. And I mean, as a
Oh,
Bears,
that's huge.
I know Matt Nagy is horrible play call. He is a
Yeah.
horrible play caller. And I mean, I've seen some. I watched a few of the Chiefs games, and it was just like it
Looked,
brought me back to Chicago.
I was going to say, it looked really familiar,
As a
huh?
Bears fan, just sitting back and thinking, what the heck was that? What kind?
Yeah.
And let's be honest, this year it was just as bad as the Nagy era with that Joker from the Packers. Yeah. So, but yeah, I think that's a big deal there. They've got to incorporate Kelsey more, and
Yeah.
and gotta there. Yeah, offensive coordinator is it. He's just I don't know. I don't want to go into
Yeah.
Matt
Well,
Nagy.
yeah. So the thing with that is like players are just going to have to make plays with the plays that are called because there's nothing else that can be done about that. Like I can't tell you how many times I've gotten so close to throwing the remote against the wall because it's 3rd and 8 and we're throwing a flat. We're throwing a pass out to the either a wide receiver that came in motion and then just went out into the flats, and caught the ball at the line of scrimmage. It's like,
Right.
what is, what is that? You need 8 yards. You need at least 8 yards. Why are we not running a slant or a 10-yard in or, like something that is going to at least attempt to get some yardage? Like you can't throw every pass as relying on the receiver to catch and then get the yards, after the catch. It's not always going to happen, especially if you're running the same plays over and over and the teams know when that guy runs that route, it means the other guy's going underneath and that's who they're throwing it to. And it's like it's just been I don't know, way too easy to read and teams cover it and it never works. And it's like over and over. I'm like, come on. So yeah, I was trying to avoid making that point because it's a little bit of a sore spot for me, but
For sure. For
but
sure.
since you brought it up, yes, play calling has been absolutely horrible, and I can't tell you how much I hope that they make a change in the offseason and take the play calling duties away from Nagy. But I don't see that happening. If Andy Reid continues on his normal trend, what's not working is going to stay how it is. So
Could be worse. You could get third and 10, and Getsy calls a screen, wide receiver screen, and you get 1 yard. I mean,
yeah.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, no, yeah, they're still doing that here in Kansas City, so it still happens, yeah.
All right. Did I
Oh, man.
did I didn't? So
Nope, you
yeah,
didn't.
we're gonna
Yeah,
go
pick
Chiefs.
that one over. Going Chiefs on that one. All righty. Let's keep her going here. Next up, to me, this I feel like is the toughest matchup to pick out of all of them in the playoff bracket this year. Um, starting off with the Browns. Who expected the Browns to not only win the well, they didn't win, the Ravens did, but imagine if the Ravens didn't have the season they did, the Browns would have been the NFC North champions.
Hmm.
And but they locked down that wild card spot super early. I think they were the first team to lock down a playoff spot outside of the Ravens, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, after Nick Chubb went down early in the season, yeah, I don't think anybody expected them to have any kind of success.
Hmm.
Follow that up with Deshaun Watson getting hurt again and being down, and then it's like, well, crap, there goes, no way that the Browns have a chance. And then here they are, like one of the top teams in the AFC to finish the season. It's like, how did that happen? But it's because they have the best defense in the league. And that, you talk about the Chiefs defense carrying their team when the offense has struggled. It's 100% been the Browns defense carrying the Browns to their wins. And, Joe Flacco, the signing of Joe Flacco, I think was an excellent move.
Yeah.
And uh, yeah, I think they could be a surprise team. But they're facing the team that I said early, very early in the season. I started saying, watch out for the Texans. They were my sleeper team. CJ Stroud started looking good. He started looking comfortable. He started making plays. And then Tank Dell came out of nowhere. They're going to be a tough team, not just in this game for the Browns, but possibly in the next round. I almost feel like this is a toss up. I don't know who to pick almost just because I mean the Browns are the best on defense, and you know Flacco has stepped in there and just led the team to win after win, and they've finished the season strong. But I think I do have to give the edge to the Texans, and I think I am going to go with the Texans in that one. So it's a tough one. I can see my pick being wrong and it going either way. Like I can very well see the Browns moving on, and I almost want to see the Browns move on because then that means the next matchup for that game would be the Ravens versus the Browns, and we saw that a couple weeks ago, and it'd be fun to see it again. It's always fun to see division rivals play each other for a third time in the season. Only happens here in the playoffs, and you never know how divisional games are going to go. It could go either way. So I think the Texans will win, but I will be very happy if it's the Browns instead because I do want to see that matchup too. But my pick's the Texans for that one. Flip her back over.
All right.
Let's get your pick.
Yeah. So I saw this. I saw this a meme or something, and it was last year. The Texans won the last game of the season, uh, and gave the Bears the first round draft pick. So they screwed themselves over, didn't get the first round because they won.
Right.
And then it said, fast forward to 2023, Houston wins, they get into the playoffs. And then it wrapped it around to saying, basically, Lovie Smith was the smartest person in the world. You know,
Right.
so they
Yeah.
they don't get the first overall pick, so they end up drafting C.J. Stroud, who, man, he's playing like lights out, MVP caliber play right now. Uh,
He, yeah, he's fun to watch. I love
it
watching
is
him play.
absolutely, absolutely, um, and they're young team like you said, Tank Dell, right? Tank,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, just come like you said, come out of nowhere and fun to
Which
watch.
I do think he's hurt. I don't know if he's going to be back for this
Yeah,
game or not,
yeah,
but
yeah. I believe he is hurt too. Yeah, but
yeah, yeah. So
uh,
that's kind of a bummer. But
it is a bummer. But as you know, C.J. Stroud can make plays. I mean, I've seen Pat. He just dropped it, just a perfect pass right into the receiver's hands, and I mean,
yeah,
it's everything that you want in a rookie quarterback.
oh
Um,
yeah,
they Houston was smart, I guess, winning that game and picking Stroud. But then you got the Browns too. I mean, I'm with you. It's tough. Best defense. Miles Garrett is a beast.
oh man,
Oh my gosh!
unreal. Yeah,
And then you bring old man Flacco. Comes in off the couch and looks like he never left. I mean,
yeah,
he's playing amazing.
yep,
Um, but I think I'm actually I'm gonna go opposite of you this time. I feel the Browns are gonna win this game, um, and I think because their momentum right now is they are moving in the right direction. Flacco's playing great. Defense is just amazing. Um, yeah, so I'm gonna go with the Browns.
yeah. I mean, I think either one of us, like, yeah. Again, that's the toughest pick of the whole bracket, I think. So, um, I don't know. I kind of like that you went opposite of me because one of us is going to be right. So,
Right.
and it could be either one of us. So, but that'll make it fun because then one bracket's right and one bracket's wrong. At least in theory. I mean, I don't foresee the other matchups going the opposite way. So I think both of us got those other two right. But let's move it over to the NFC side and take a look at the Packers versus the Cowboys. Yeah, this one, I mean, the Packers just kind of snuck their way into the playoffs. And, the Cowboys, they lost Ezekiel Elliott, last year coming into this season. And, uh, you know, I don't know that anybody really expected him to play as well as they did. Although I do remember hearing people kind of predict that it was going to be an MVP type season for Dak. I don't know if they just saw something in preseason or what, that led to that. I just kind of was like, yeah, right. Like Dak is going to be Dak, and you never know what you're getting out of him. But you know, it's kind of the same story that we've been saying with some of the other teams. Like defense is playing well, offense is playing well. They're beating good teams. I mean, it was said during the middle of the season that yeah, they're getting all these wins, but they're not really playing anybody. And they have had some tough matchups towards the end of the season that they didn't win. So I think this is a good first round matchup for them because it's another team that isn't one of the top tier teams. So very winnable game for the Cowboys. The Packers do have a pretty decent defense. They have struggled throughout the season. They haven't really played all that consistently. The offense, I think, has surprised a little bit and been better than expected. But being that the game is in Dallas and, the Cowboys just kind of riding that wave of being good again, um, yeah, I think I have to pick the Cowboys winning this one at home in the first round for them. What do you think?
I think this is easy. Uh, I guess all I have to say is bear down. No, I agree. The pack, they snuck in. They're really not that good. They're not really that good of a team. It's just happened that the Vikings and the Bears were really bad. Yeah, I mean, I really don't have nothing to say. Dallas is tough because they're not very. They're not known for winning playoff games. Um, so I still feel like they're gonna win. Moving forward after that, I don't know. I think they have a lot. They have a better team than the Packers do for sure. Um, you know, Pollard. Hopefully, Pollard can play a little better. I mean, he's kind of been a bust fantasy football wise.
Yeah, I mean, I liked him last year, but he may be one of those type that kind of excels as the complimentary back. And so when he does get his chance, like he's got to prove himself, and so then he plays well. But yeah, I expected him to have way more of a like a top role in the offense, and it just hasn't been there. That's probably been the most surprising thing about the Cowboys this season for me.
Yeah, no, and I mean that makes sense too. Elliott, he's there. He's their number one. So Pollard's going to compete. He's going to show off and just pop off, and now he doesn't really have to compete with anybody. And yeah, he's just been a real bust fantasy, like I said, fantasy football wise. But he's got to step it up if they want to make it past the next round. He's definitely got to step up. But I'm going to tell you right now, CD Lamb he's a stud.
Yeah,
That dude, legit. So, you know, I don't
yeah,
know.
jaw dropping type stuff. It's like,
Absolutely,
well, how did he catch that? What the heck? Yeah.
absolutely,
Oh
absolutely.
yeah.
So you got a weapon like that. Um, I don't know. I don't know how well the Packers secondary is. I know you said they got a decent defense. Uh,
They can play well.
I watch the Packers twice a year, and that's when they play the Bears. Other than that,
Yeah.
I'm good.
I mean, as far as like personnel wise, I know I'm assuming Jair Alexander will probably match up against CD Lamb, and that will be a very good matchup because Alexander is like a top five defender in the NFL. So,
Yeah.
it may not be an easy day for CD Lamb, but I don't know that that's going to be enough to, shut down the Cowboys offense completely, so
All right. Well, I'm picking Dallas. Bear down.
Cowboys moving on. That was the quickest pick of the whole thing.
Absolutely.
All right, let's switch back over to my bracket, and we'll move on to the Rams versus the Lions. So this one's a fun one for me. I like the Rams. I don't love the Rams. They moved from LA to St. Louis, and I'm a big St. Louis guy. All of my favorite teams outside of the Chiefs are in St. Louis. Um, and for whatever reason, when the Rams were in St. Louis, like I still didn't really like them that much. And so, I was kind of happy when they decided to go back to LA. But in the time since then, like I've always liked Matthew Stafford. I kind of like Sean McVay. And I don't know. There's just something about them. They went from being like the top team and always beating everybody in the NFC West to being like an underdog type team now. And I tend to root for underdogs most of the time. And I don't know. They don't really roll over anybody. Like they have to fight for their wins, and I like those type of teams that just show up and fight hard and play hard and like earn it. And when the Rams do win, that's usually how their games go. But Matthew Stafford, I mean, his whole career, he has just like kind of just lit it up. Like that rookie, Puka Nakua, he is also really, really fun to watch.
Yeah.
And, probably I think going to win Rookie of the Year would be my guess. And he's definitely been kind of the spark for that offense. But their running game, it's been a struggle the last few years, and it has actually come on strong this year. So, um, and then there's always Aaron Donald on the other side and decent defense on top of that. So the Rams might put up a fight. They tend to put up a fight, but same story. This Lions team is really, really fun to watch. They go from being the worst team, almost the laughing stock of the NFL for several years, and almost breaking loss records and just looking so horrible. And then Dan Campbell comes in. They still don't look that great. And then out of nowhere, here we are, surprising everybody, winning the NFC North, and locking in the 3 seed on the NFC side of the playoffs. So um, I don't see them slowing down. I think they're going to continue on, which is funny. You've got the battle of the quarterbacks facing their former teams, and we've seen this matchup before, and it was a fun one. But people, I think, underestimate Jared Goff. He's more of that game manager type of quarterback. Um, but quarterbacks like that tend to have success. They know what they need to do to win, and they do enough to make that happen. And they find the right guy at the right time and make the right pass, and they've got weapons all the way around, and they're using them. And Dan Campbell's got that team going. And so, yep, I see the Lions pulling this one off and beating the Rams at home, moving on to play the Cowboys.
Yeah. Yeah. So, no, I think you hit some good points there. The Lions were exciting to watch this year. My wife is from Michigan, and all her family's up there, and they're huge Lions fans. And just to kind of see their reactions, to them winning the division and being excited about it, and being in the playoffs was fun. Um, and it's cool to where are they at? Are they in? They're in Detroit.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's cool to see Matt Stafford going back to Detroit, um, to play a playoff game, um, and yeah, this the battle of the quarterbacks. Goff, and yeah, Goff, like you said, Goff is he's I think he is a underrated quarterback. I don't think he's like top 10 by no means,
no,
but,
No, yeah.
he knows the game, he's smart, he can manage the game, get you those first downs, and he's got weapons. I think I'm gonna go opposite of you. I'm gonna go with the
Oh,
Rams.
wow.
I'm gonna go with the
Okay.
I'm Detroit, they slightly struggled a little bit in the last few games of the season.
All right. So, we'll switch her back to me and we'll move on to the last NFC matchup of the first round. Maybe the most surprising one out of all of them, as far as how did they get there goes. I mean, the Eagles went from just to I don't know, maybe use a corny phrase for the Eagles, but they went from soaring through the NFL and just winning every game to like being kind of a lock in, a shoe in as the favorite to win just about every matchup to I mean, couldn't pull anything together at the end. Just almost tanking for some reason. It's like, what is going on in Philly?
Yeah,
And like, if you're a Philly fan, it's got to be super frustrating. I can't imagine the worry, that they would have going into this game, even though it's just against the Bucks, who, no matter who it is from the NFC South these days, do they really deserve to be in the playoffs? And the thing for me with this game, the Eagles defense is still good, borderline great maybe, and maybe not the same defense as they were last year, not as solid and stout and shut down, but is I haven't heard any updates, so maybe and I'm just like not kept up with it enough, but that injury to Jalen Hurts' finger I think is going to be a huge factor. Even if he does play, did you see the clip or the still shot of what his finger looked like?
I didn't.
Oh man, that was so nasty. It was like, did you see the play and the injury and stuff?
Oh, I didn't know he
So,
hurt his finger.
oh yeah, yeah, it was. I don't know when it was during the game, but he was following through on a throw, and the defender was there trying to bat the ball down, and his hand hit the defender's like arm or something, around his arm or hand or something.
Oh god,
And
I'm looking
then
at a picture now.
do what? Did you see
I'm
it?
I'm looking at a picture now.
Oh man, it like zigzags away from his hand.
Oh,
It's like a Z pattern out and then up, It's like,
wow.
oh yeah. So I mean, I've had thumb injuries before. I injured my thumb playing basketball as a teenager, and now I just lightly bump it the right way and the whole pad of my hand swells up and I can't hardly bend my thumb and move my thumb.
Mhm.
You talk about the middle finger on a throwing hand for an NFL quarterback. I mean, it doesn't matter. Like there's nothing you can do to make that swelling go away. That stiffness is going to be there. I
Right.
don't know how he makes good throws in cold weather. Well, actually, it's going to be in Tampa, so that might be a blessing. But either way, that swelling and that stiffness in the throwing hand middle finger, that's going to be tough. If he is going to play, I don't know how he's going to throw the ball well. And if it's bad enough where he can't play, I don't see the Eagles having any shot of winning this game, which is crazy thinking the Buccaneers might come out of the first round as the winner and moving on to the second round of the playoffs. But crazy, crazy stuff. So I really don't know who to pick because I don't know the update. I don't know if Jalen Hurts is expected to play. I don't know if he's going to play. The last I heard that he was going to go into this week kind of day to day and just see how it goes and how it feels. I'm assuming he's going to at least try to play. So I'm going to make this pick with the assumption that he's going to be out there. And I don't know how much faith I have in the Bucks. Baker Mayfield, he's been kind of, I don't know. I guess you could say he's had a little bit of a bounce back season with the Bucks. They haven't played great. They haven't been super great team all season, but there's been some moments. They do have some weapons on offense that kind of give them a shot. The defense, they still have the same personnel that or they have a lot of the same personnel that is really good. And Winfield's one of the top D backs in the league, and Levante David is a stud linebacker. Like they still have some key pieces of that really good defense.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know. It's crazy to think. I can't believe I'm getting ready to say this, but this game could almost go either way. But I just can't bring myself to not pick the Eagles.
Yeah.
I don't know how. This is where, to me, the playoff system for the NFL is messed up. There is no way on earth that the Buccaneers should be the 4 seed hosting a playoff game. Like, give me a break. It's a
Uh-huh.
joke, but yeah. So all that being said, my pick is the Eagles for that matchup.
Well, you mean a non-Tom Brady Buccaneers team, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm on ESPN right now, and they're not saying that he's out. So
Probably still showing day to day. I'm guessing.
yeah, yeah. I mean, they says uh, Jalen Hurts said total reporter that it's progressing in the right way, but Bleacher Report reported that he hasn't thrown a football since he hurt his finger. So when's the
Yeah,
game
I was
Monday?
gonna I was gonna call BS on that. Progressing in the right way.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't buy that for a second. It is super stiff, and he can't hardly bend it. That's
100%. And when's the game? Monday?
that I don't know. I don't know for sure.
I feel like it's Monday, but yeah. If he can't play, there. Who's is Mariota their backup?
So that's I know he was, but in talking like that guy that is the football fan that's right outside my office. I
Yeah.
mean the Dolphins fan. We were talking about it the other day, and I thought the same thing. But he said that they released him a couple weeks ago,
Oh, really?
and we kind of expected them to re-sign him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't. Neither one of us could just name who the backup was if Jalen Hurts couldn't go. So that's a good question. I don't know for sure.
Jalen Hurt, if he doesn't play, there's no way the Eagles win, right? I don't know who the backup is, but
Yeah, I mean that's where I say it. Like, especially if he doesn't play, I don't know who to pick. Like, I can't bring myself to pick the Buccaneers, but they could very well do it. So
yeah, this
I
is
don't
tough.
know.
It's
Yeah, and even if he does play, if that finger is stiff and like swollen, and he can't make a good throw, like it's not going to go well.
right.
So I don't know.
I mean, it's tough. I I guess my pick is going to be the Bucks, just because there is
Yeah.
that unknown with Jalen Hurts, and if he's if he does try to play with a mangled middle finger, man. I mean, like you said, it's not going to go well. And
Yeah.
if he doesn't play, I mean, he's a key part of that offense, which
Oh
that
yeah.
has been
Huge.
has been on the decline. I mean, the last leg of the season, they
Yep.
didn't play very well, like you were saying. It was like, what are they doing? What's going on with this team? And I don't know. I think the Bucks could pull it out. Um, Old Baker Mayfield, he's doing some work down there in Tampa, man.
He
Uh,
is. Yeah.
you got Mike Evans. Is he
Yeah.
is who's the other?
Yep. Evans, Godwin.
Godwin. Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah. I mean, he's got some.
Yeah, I mean they've got some good players, some weapons on offense, so they very well could do it. And being a home game, like maybe I didn't factor all of that in enough. So you might have the right pick there. All right, so rather than go through my thought was going into this that we would just go through the whole bracket and make our whole picks, but I think especially with how long the video has gotten to be already, it might be a good idea to go ahead and cut it there, and we'll just come back every week, round after round, and make our new picks. So, all right, yep. So let's do a quick recap of both of our brackets here to end the video. So, wild card round, AFC side, I've got the Bills beating the Steelers, and then the Chiefs beating the Dolphins, the Texans beating the Browns. And on the NFC side, I've got the Cowboys beating the Packers, the Lions beating the Rams, and the Eagles beating the Bucks. We'll switch over to your picks, Shannon, and I'll let you go through yours.
Yeah. So in the AFC, I've got the Bills beating the Steelers. I've got the Chiefs beating the Dolphins, and I've got the Browns upsetting Houston. And then in the NFC, I've got the Cowboys beating the Packers. Bear down. I got the Rams upsetting the Lions. Stafford's going to come back to Detroit and show them what they traded away.
that pick feels like a little bit of a bear down pick too.
No, I actually don't really dislike the Lions.
Okay.
Uh, eh, Honestly, the Packers are the only team that I have dislike for. I don't mind the Vikings. I I went to a Vikings Bears game in Minnesota, and I'm gonna tell you what, man, that was the loudest game I've ever been to in the dome. I mean, all those fans. I had some crazy lady behind me screaming at the same decibel the whole time, and it was like an eardrum shaking decibel. It was horrible, but
Oh wow.
that's the only thing I disliked about it. But
Yeah.
yeah, the Packers are the only team that I dislike, probably in the whole NFL. And then I've got Tampa beating Philly.
All right. So yeah, just off of quick comparison, I wish I could put ours side by side, but I don't have it set up to do that. But yeah, I feel like your bracket is much more upset oriented than mine,
Yeah,
which is fun.
that
I
typically
like it.
that's typically how I usually pick my bracket. Even March
Yeah,
Madness, it's always upsets.
right on. I like it. I like it a lot. Should be fun. So it'll be exciting to come back next week, and after this weekend's games are done, and take a look at the results. So for the next video, stay tuned. We are going to run it back again. We'll be reviewing the round one games. So we'll take a look at each matchup, kind of do a quick recap of the games, who the winners were, how the games went, and talk about the first round games quickly, and then get into our divisional picks and see who we think will end up in the conference championship game. So thank you very much, Shannon, for jumping on here with me and doing this fun prediction stuff.
It was fun.
Let's what do you say we do a nice pack battle?
Let's do it, man.
All right, let's head to the card table. All right, so here we are at our card tables, and we've got a little Donruss Blaster battle ready to go. And I don't really, I mean, of course, anytime there's a battle, you're doing a pack battle or a product battle, you want to be the winner, but I just hope one of us hits it downtown, and of course, whoever does will be the winner, and that's what I want to see. So
Absolutely.
we'll let you go first as the guest. So Shannon,
right.
you are up. Good luck, my friend.
got this from Walmart, and our stock days at Walmart have been horrible. Nothing there, nothing good. You know what I'm saying? And it's always been like hockey, and nothing against hockey. I just don't know hockey. But I went in there the other day, man, and holy cow, the shelves were jam packed with Don Russ and with the new Prism too. So I was very excited about that. All right. All right, here we go. Crosby. He's another stud. Man, I really should have went with Detroit. I just wanted to go against you. St. Brown, Conqua, Tyler Boyd. I'm surprised that they just kind of crapped the bed a little bit this year. Jalen Waddle, nice card there. Yeah, St. Brown, the other St. Brown for the Bears. Godwin, Kirk, Henry, Fitzpatrick, Shaq Thompson, Gardner Minshew, Christian Watson. All right, here are rookies: Mozzie Smith and Tanner McKee. Oh, there you go. That's the Eagles' backup, right? Now we know Tanner McKee. If he even made the team, who knows? All right, Bosa. These guys are so good, man. Oh gosh, I love it. Jones, Pitts, Stevenson. I like Ramondre Stevenson. Could say his name. I like him. He's a good running back. Force Jr., Payne Simmons, Michael Thomas. Guess I can get a little closer to the camera. Tunzel, Sneed, Smith, Goddard. All right, then we got there's a Texan, but not the right Texan. And Will Levis isn't too bad. Not a bad. Oh, got something behind it too. Fran Tarkington, 2003 Don Russ. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Very nice. Ooh, my boy Stiggy might like that. All right. And to save time, I won't sleeve nothing up, but we'll throw it up there. Okay. All right, Jones, Jacobs, Dobbins, Kyron Williams, Zach Ertz, Ramsey, George Kittle, Justin Herbert, Gallup, Kenny Pickett. All right, Byron Young, Darnell Wright for the Bears. Okay, got a backwards card. Oh, nice. Jahmyr Gibbs on the Elite Series rookie. He's a very good rookie. I like that. Yeah, that's nice. That's one thing that Panini does, I think, is their inserts and stuff and their parallels look so good. I know I sound like a broken record, but I do love their inserts, man. Eddie Jackson, Austin Eckler. He's starting to show his age, man. Yeah, for sure. Oh, I got something shiny back there. I don't know what that is. Oh, and a red. This is a hot pack right now. All right, here we go. Rookie. Okay. Oh, man. Which one do I want to go first? We'll go with the red press proof. of Tariq Woolen. And it's an optic. Miles Murphy. So it's just an optic, like a chrome kind of preview. Okay. All right. Nice. Miles Murphy from the Bengals. All right. Here we go. Drake London. I don't know why they put kickers in there. Who wants to collect kickers, man? I don't know. That's your kicker, maybe. OBJ Ravens. There you go, D. He was, yeah. Emmett loves Tony, man. Yeah. Stephon Dobbs, rookie of Marvin Mims, and Darius Davis, and a kid reporter. All right, we'll kind of fly through these real quick. Hutchinson's a good player. Herbert. And my Pickens. Horn. Dorian Williams, rookie. Jaron Hall, rookie. All right. This is make or break right here, D. There you go. Little Patty Mahomes on the dominance. Dominators, rather. Not numbered, but that's I like that little checkerboard look to it. It's nice. All right, well, I guess we'll do top 5, and that's my top 5. It's not great. All right, man, let's see what you got.
Yeah, Mahomes definitely helped you out to finish that one off.
I think all you got to do is pull one CJ Stroud and it's over.
I'd be happy with that.
I'm sure you would.
All right, let's go. I always liked Donruss. It was one of my favorite sets as a kid. You know, I always looked for Upper Deck when I was getting baseball, but behind that, you know, of course it was Topps, but I still always loved the Donruss set.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. Nick Bosa. Like just about any other retail product, there's a ton of base.
Yeah.
And we've got our rookies, Brian Branch and Broderick Jones. All right, let's see here. Najee Harris. And our rated rookies, there we go.
Oh, nice.
Anthony Richardson and BJ Ojulari, and I have my red behind that. Oh, it's not a red. Luke Schoonmaker on the rookies. All right, so I would say my Richardson is definitely, probably, even though it's a base card, it's probably going to be one of my 5.
It beats my Will Levis base rookie.
Oh, got something in the back here. Maybe a white hot rookies, possibly. Is that in this?
Oh. Let me check it out.
Drew Tranquil, I like him. He's a good addition by the Chiefs. Got a base, Patrick Mahomes. Jordan Addison,
Oh, very nice.
and Justin Shorter, and then we've got something behind that one. It is a white hot rookies for the Colts. Ooh. Okay.
Wow.
All right. I think I might have just won.
I think you did.
We can maybe call it halfway through the blaster.
Yeah, you don't even have to open the rest.
Yeah, we're gonna open the rest. I want to see a downtown. Let's keep it going.
Yeah, pull it, man.
All right, let's see here. This is what, the third pack battle we've done? I think that's right.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It's always fun.
I think we were.
Right,
yeah,
okay.
I think you're right. I think we were tied 1-1.
Yeah, good call. All right, we've got, I don't know, is that Mozzie? I'm guessing Mozzie, not Maisie. Did we both get Tanner McKee?
We did both get a Tanner McGee.
Dang. All right,
Yeah,
we've
that
got
was
an
the first
inducted. Ooh, I like that one too.
Oh, Zach Thomas, nice.
Zach Thomas is a goat.
Yeah, for sure.
He went to the one of my cousins, my dad's cousin, coached him in high school.
Really?
Yeah, pretty cool stuff.
What a player to coach.
Yeah. So of course, you know, that I followed him his whole career because of that.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I knew that, you know, it was just immediate favorite. Always rooted for him, and
Yep.
ended up being one of the best to ever play. So very cool. Underrated for a long time. You know, you hear all the. There you go. There's your boy.
DJ Fields. Hopefully he's still going to be a Bear after this offseason.
Brock Purdy. I think overall my blaster was way better than yours.
Man, absolutely.
Nick Bolton, one of my guys. All right, we've got a Dylan Horton, a Will Levis,
Look out who Levis, bud.
and
Jack
there's
Campbell.
definitely something special about that card. It's like a sketch card or something.
Oh, is it the canvas card?
Is it? Oh, it is a canvas. It's a rookie canvas. All right,
Nice.
that looks cool. Jack
Dang.
Campbell, rated rookie for the Lions. Heck yeah. Sweet.
You still got a
Now
pack. You still got a pack to go, man.
There's still one more pack. Last pack here. All we're missing is a downtown. I don't know if you can see it from the side, but it doesn't look like I got one. I also have a red still to come. Dang.
Yep. Yeah.
Jacoby Myers, Aiden Hutchinson. Let's see here. Dalvin Cook. Is he even on a team now? I know the Jets released him.
Yeah.
I saw somebody was going to pick him up. I don't remember who it was.
I
It was a
believe-
playoff team.
I believe the Ravens picked him up.
Oh, that's right. It was the Ravens. Dang. Yeah, because they needed another weapon.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right, Byron Young. No way.
You did.
I just
not.
gave that away.
That is not.
There's.
An auto, is it?
It's not. It's not. It doesn't say auto on it.
It's going to be the Elite Series.
Yeah, it's got to be. We had the same card, maybe. But we got a red DJ Turner. Oh, nope. Rookie
No.
Revolution.
Ooh, very nice.
So also a cool looking card. So I don't think my red beats out even the Anthony Richardson base. And I'm going to put, not that it matters, but the Jahmyr Gibbs in place of the Luke Schoonmaker.
Not that it matters.
Sorry, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just, it is what it is, you know.
Oh yeah. No, you.
So there we go.
You definitely got me
We've
on
got
that one.
Anthony Richardson, Jahmyr Gibbs, Rookie Revolution, Anthony Richardson, White Hot Rookies, Zach Thomas, Inducted Insert, and a Jack Campbell rated rookie canvas.
Very nice. Very nice. Congrats on your win there, bud.
I appreciate it. It's gonna, yeah, it cuts off too much, but that kind of shows the rest of it. But all right, well, Shannon, I appreciate you hopping on. I look forward to the next video after Wild Card Weekend, and we will update our picks. We'll review the matchups, the game results, and make our divisional round picks.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
All right, it was fun.
I'm gonna say something before I go. Everybody, go check out D-Lo's breaks. He's got some breaks that are needing to get filled. Some great cards are great sets. Just waiting to be ripped open.
Yeah, I appreciate the plug. So there actually is a football card break on there. I know a lot of football fans will probably be watching this video, and there is a football card break posted on there. It is a 5 blaster break. There are 5 spots left. It's pick your team break, and you pick one team and get 2 random teams on top of that.
What teams are still left? Do you know?
Well, there's a lot. I mean, it's there's what, 20. Well, so 2 of the slots have 2 teams kind of joined together. So
okay.
I think it's the Cardinals and the Browns are paired up, and the Chargers and the Commanders are paired up.
Okay.
And I mean, those are both still available to choose, but since it's a 10-spot limited team break, or a 10-spot break, then that leaves, you only pick one team, so there's only 5 teams out of the possible 30 to choose from that have been taken. So a lot left to choose from, a lot of the top teams still out there to pick up, and like I said, halfway full, 5 spots left. And as soon as that fills, we'll get it scheduled and get it going. We've got I have it planned for 3 of the regular 2023 Donruss football blasters and 2 of the holiday versions.
Oh, nice.
I don't have those in hand yet. So if I go to get them and the holiday isn't there, then it'll just be 5 of the regular Donruss blasters. So either way, a lot of fun. We'll still be chasing that downtown, and I look forward to getting it in. So thanks for bringing that up. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, make sure you like the video, subscribe to both of our channels, and leave down in the comments what you think about our picks, where we went right, where we went wrong, and what your picks are, who you would have chosen instead. So look forward to this weekend's games. I'm going to be watching all of them, and especially that Chiefs game, of course, and look forward to running this back and making our picks for the next round.
Hey man, thanks for the invite. This was fun, buddy.
Yes sir, always a fun time. Appreciate you joining in, and look forward to next week's video.
Yes sir.
All right, later everybody, take care. Have a good one.